Hello and welcome to the 27th edition of Meyer Memos. Today is March 11th, 2022. Monday, March 14th, we have no school due to conference comp day. Tuesday, March 15th, we have conferences from 8 a.m. to 6:40 p.m. Wednesday, March 16th, we have an ISST meeting at 8:05 with Code Oli ISST. And then we have swim at 11. Thursday, March 17th, I have a district leadership meeting that's in person at the district from 8:30 to 9:30. As you know, staffing has come out, and these are the sections for next year. Kindergarten will have 4, grade 1 will have 4, grade 2 is currently at 3, but I'm working on 4. Grades 3, 4, and 5 are at 3. There'll be more information to come. Well, I wanted to share this about replacing behavior, right? I learned that in working with the special ed. It's all about replacing behavior and not punishing, right? So I want to talk about an approach that I use, and I thought it would be really good and important that I share this with staff. Okay, we have this triangle. When a kid does something wrong, there are consequences. Consequences are something that you show that you try to deter the student from doing again. And it's the first thing you do because it's something you can see right away. Okay, then you might start a chart, or you want to reward kids for when they're making good choices, right? So you have your consequences, you have your rewards. But one thing that we miss sometimes, we forget about it, or we might not have the resources, is the teaching of it, right? We may have just a little talk and move on. But when kids need to change a behavior, there's some heavy teaching that needs to take place. And that may look like morning meetings on a regular basis. It might be working with Caitlin Moody one-on-one. It might be with Sarah Becker one-on-one. It might be the second step materials. So you put all these 3 things together, and this can help replace behavior. And if you have the center of it being love, which this is how we approach when we work with students, it can make a difference. And I've seen it work. And if it's just something I wanted to share with staff, because this is the approach that I take, and I would like people to take the same approach, because it's grounded with love, and it has all different facets. So you catch them being good, you have consequences or hold them accountable, and then you teach them what you're expecting. If you have any questions, let me know. It's not perfect. It's not anything that I saw in a book. It's just something that I've always felt very strong about. Literacy classroom visits. After talking with the BLT, we're going to send out a survey to gather additional data. Like, for example, instead of coming in and counting your books, we're going to have staff tell us how many books they have and what they believe. Do they have enough of balance? Because we want to get the information from you versus just a walkthrough. We want to get this feedback from staff, and also we want to talk about peer observation. These visits are really important, and when you do peer observation, we find that staff can get a lot from those. So please consider doing those. I know we're having conferences and people are stressed right now, so maybe not next week, but think about it in the future, because there's a lot of good teaching going on. Behavior data, we have increasing number of physical issues. The kids are doing a lot of things physical. They're pushing, they're struggling, they're getting antsy, and I know that we can all feel that. So I'd like to do some work with second step. I'm going to probably get set up and do some behavior talks, and then please share insights with me about areas where we can focus on. I'd like to look at second step and look at their scope and sequence and their materials to see if there's an area where we can focus on second step to help us work with an issue that might be happening in specific grades. We want to be strategic in how we can use this behavior data to help us improve the experiences for the kids and for staff. Well, that's it. Thank you, and have a great weekend.